Hey guys, so I had a really fun match in Tekken that I wanted to share with you guys. I wanted to analyze it, do some commentary over it, share my thoughts about it. For those of you that just want to see the match right now, I will put at the end of the video, I will put the matches at the end of the video just without commentary and without pausing and all that. Um, but yeah, I wanted us to take a look at it together, give me your opinions, whatever it is that you think. Um, and I wanted to analyze a match that I knew that I had a lot of fun with, and a match that I think that I understand just enough about to be able to talk about it. Because there was quite a bit of thinking that went into this match, and I was very proud that my thinking had paid off. There's a lot of things about this game that I don't quite understand yet, and I'm trying my best to learn. Um, but this is just my thought process and how I play the game. Um, so I thought that you guys might be interested in seeing that. So the first thing that I can notice about my opponent is that he is a Fujin with a 172,000 some tech and prowess. Okay. That tells me that he's on my skill level, and that also tells me that he probably mains Jin. So I'm expecting a pretty tough fight out of this. I'm expecting the kind of fight where I'm going to have to pay attention to things. So the first thing that I want to do is hang back and stay neutral. I want to see what he does first. I want to see if he backs up. I want to see if he throws strikes. I want to see what kind of person I'm dealing with.
Round one. Fight.
All right, so it didn't take long, he came swinging out of the gate, so he's aggressive. So there's a couple different things that I think of whenever I come up against aggressive players. Down 2-3, I use that way more than I should. I know that it's not a good thing to throw out there, but down 2-3, you'll notice shows up a lot in these matches. Another good thing that I like to use on aggressive players is going to be breaker moves. So I'm going to keep my breaker moves in my back pocket. Um, Depending on the character and the skill level of the other person, Law also has that really good parry. It's like back 2-4. That's excellent for characters who just like to throw jabs right after every string. Um, and those are the things that are running through my head. Jin's aggressive. He just wants to throw things. So down 2-3, breaker moves and parries. And right there, the down 2-3 got through. And I missed my juggle, but that's okay. I know that he's still just going to be throwing stuff. So I know that I still have a little bit of control over this match because he's not comfortable being the one who's being pressured. Right there, breaker move. And again, because he's so aggressive, he's just throwing stuff. So my breaker moves gets through. Slide, nunchucks, perfect. Now, I'm not going to get too overconfident on this because that easily could have just been lucky. But one thing that I can safely assume is that if you remember in the very first round, he immediately started throwing stuff. So chances are he's probably going to do it again. So that's why I went ahead and I took the risk for the down 2-3, which ended up working. Now, if he would have just simply blocked, he would have got a juggle on me. But he didn't, so I got a good start to this round. Slide was out of range. I should have known better, but he did a really good job getting a good punish out of it. And again, I know that he's desperate right now to get control of this match back. He doesn't like the way that round started, so he's going to keep coming at me. And I'm probably just going to hit him with another down 2-3 or something. Now, that is something that I will take note of. I know that it's not a good thing to throw the scissor kicks into the flying kick like that, the way that I do. It's a bad habit that I'm trying to break, I promise. But I will take note of that if somebody only blocks it. Because a lot of us know that if you duck that flying kick, you can get a really bad punish out of it. But he didn't do that. Now, that the first time that's happening, that could have just been luck. Maybe he just didn't have the reaction that times. But I'm gonna keep that thought in the back of my mind. Right there, I tried to throw that back 2-4 parry that I was talking about, but he kicked me, so it didn't work. That was a risk I took, and it didn't work out that time, but that's okay. He got a nice punish out of it. Now, again, I'm taking a small note to the fact that after I threw the scissor kicks, he didn't duck or nothing. He didn't react to it at all, actually. He was just going to straight up block it again. So this is leading me to believe that he doesn't know how to punish the scissor kicks into the high kick. And again, my down 2-3 got him just because he was mashing, and self-explanatory, I guess. And that right there is okay. Maybe if I wouldn't have dropped that juggle, maybe I would have won it. But it's in the past. Moving on, we're on to the next round already. So I know that he has attacked me for the last 2 rounds right off the bat. And I know that the last time he attacked me, he tried to do that low claw move, which he absolutely loves. But I'm betting that he's not going to throw that again. Why? Because he doesn't want to get launched by my down 2-3. So I'm expecting something high and fast. All right, so I'm going to take another gamble, and I'm going to throw out my Dragon Tail. And it goes right under those jabs that he thought was going to stop me from doing whatever I was doing. Now, I have another good start to another round. Slide got him, nunchucks. I could have got a more optimal juggle out of that, but now again, I know that he's just going to keep throwing stuff. He knows that his health is low. He knows that he's having a hard time with me, but he's not going to stop. He's just going to keep coming, so I'm just going to keep looking for my down 2-3. And there it is again. By the way, shout out to Ultimate Taijutsu for teaching me that juggle. Thank you very much. Now, again, the Dragon Tail worked on him because of the same exact thing. All he did was throw the jabs. Now, I mentioned early on in this video that, like I said, a lot of the stuff I'm doing is lucky, and the fact that he's just not adapting to anything. I have been punished for doing moves like this. I know that, they're not the best things to be doing, but he is just kind of eating everything, and he's not changing up or punishing me. There he goes again. I really, I should figure out a way to put a counter on here for how many times I got him with a down 2-3. Right there, I tried to do the parry again, but he kicked, so it didn't work. And again, he's just throwing stuff, just hoping that something catches me. So I know that he's not going to stop, okay? Dragon Tail because he's throwing punches again. And I'm going to be looking for my down 2-3 probably. Which again, hit him because he tried to do that low claw move. So, as I had mentioned, he kept doing the same stuff over and over and over and over again. I'm really excited to rematch him because a lot of times whenever that happens, people come back and they just kind of eat you alive. I think we've all been there. but I am excited to see what the next match looks like. So let's take a look and let's see if he adjusts his gameplay, or let's see if he keeps falling for the same stuff.
Get ready for the next battle. Round one. Fight.
So I wanted to make sure that I didn't assume too much right off the bat here, because as I said just a moment ago, a lot of times they'll come back and they'll completely change up the way that they play. Which actually, as a matter of fact, he kind of did. That last match, every single round start, he had an opportunity. He started swinging and he was aggressive. And this time he backed off. More importantly, too, that tells me that he's uncomfortable right now. He doesn't really know what to do against me. He's afraid to use the stuff that he's comfortable with using. So this would be a perfect time for me to just apply pressure to him, because he does. He's hesitating. He's thinking too much, and he doesn't know what to do. Just trying out a few different things. Now he's starting to feel a little bit more comfortable. He actually blocked my down 2-3, but I caught him with an uppercut. But he's still getting more and more aggressive as it goes on. I want to point this out. This is one of my all-time favorite setups that I do. So if you'll notice, right before that parry, I do a 1-2-3. 1-2-3, parry, right? That is one of my all-time favorite setups, okay? And the reason why is because a lot of people have a bad habit of throwing a punch right after they block the 1-2-3, okay? So Steve is really susceptible to it. I'll catch Brian with it quite often. I will also catch Reyna's with it. But basically, I can do that 1-2-3 string, and as long as they block all of it and they try to throw a punch right afterward, I know that that parry is going to hit them. This, I was kind of throwing it out there more as like a luck thing, and it happened to hit. Like the third time I tried, it happened to hit. But you guys would be surprised at how many people don't catch on to that, and it can actually like win you around, especially against somebody like a Steve or a Reyna. So 1-2-3, and as long as they block it all, just throw the parry right afterward. Especially if you notice that they have a habit of punching. And that right there, with our life and everything, it made a world of difference. And it really threw him off.
Fight.
Now, I knew he was going to back up because that's what he did last time. That's why I went into the Dragon Tail. Now, actually, I got to give him a lot of credit here because this actually does show that he started to adjust to my play style, because he backed up and he blocked, and he actually did really good there. That was actually really well done. But then he immediately screwed it up again. I knew that I needed to start getting a little bit creative, and I know that all of us love those elbow moves.
Round three. Fight.
I know that I got lucky with that. That's a risky thing to throw out there right at the beginning, but I had a good feeling that since I was 2-up on him, he was going to be overzealous and trying to come at me. And there he goes. That right there was interesting because, see, in the last round, he did the same thing, but he stopped and he blocked, and it was fine. But here he messed it up again, and his old habits came back to bite him. Same thing could be said for me missing that slide for the same reason twice.
Round 4. Fight.
Now, this entire sequence of moves I am very proud of, okay? This is something that I've gotten away with a couple of times, but it's not something that you can try very often, because it is super, like, dumb and risky. So essentially, since I know that I have a lot of advantage in this particular situation, in the sense of, you know, I have the confidence that I know my opponent's rhythm and I know what I need to do in order to win. So I know too that I have plenty of health left. I know that they're throwing stuff at the wall because they're all frazzled. So, and again, I don't get away with this move very often, but it really worked really well here. I'm going to lay on the ground and I'm going to wait for him to start doing a low attack. Most people will pick one low attack that they just keep doing over and over and over and over again, okay? So I'm going to wait for him to start spamming the same low attack, and I'm going to wait, and I'm going to get up at the right moment to low parry it. But I got to wait for him to commit to it, okay? And again, this is not something that works very often. And, you know, it is very, very risky, but here it paid off, and I was really happy to see that. So, low, not yet, low. That's what I'm looking for. Next one, boom. So, like I said, if we look at that just one more time, maybe I can do this like frame by frame. I don't know. I'm going to try. But, oh, okay, yeah. So, you know, right here is where I decided that I was going to start doing that, right? So I'm just going to lay low, and I'm going to wait for him to start doing low stuff. He whiffs, I lay, he does the low attack, but he's still paying attention to what I'm doing here. So I still don't want to react. He whiffs again, and I'm going to continue to lay here. And then he is still observing me, but then he realizes what's happening. So now he's got it in his head where he's like, oh, if you're just going to lay there, then I'm just going to hit you. And boom. And then he's already thinking in his head, I'm putting that same button input again in. So there he goes again. Boom. Now he's doing it again. Right now he is hitting the same input to go into that low claw move. But this time, instead of me being on the ground, I'm getting up. He's already committed to doing what he is getting ready to do, and I'm ready for the low parry. Like, I knew it was coming, and I set him up for it, and I was so happy that it worked. You guys remember that I mentioned earlier that I was going to keep it in the back of my mind that he did not know how to duck that high kick. This right here was an important reason why. I'm not going to lie, I kind of ran out of ideas there for just a split moment, and I needed just a little bit of time to think about my next move. Throwing those scissor kicks and the high kicks back to back was a perfectly safe thing for me to do since he doesn't know how to punish it. I know it's a dumb thing to do if somebody knows how to punish it, but he did not. And it gave me plenty of time to figure out exactly what I needed to do to win. and I was remembering that he didn't block that move way earlier in like our first match, and that's what ended up sealing it. So I as I said, I'm going to go ahead and put these up at the end of the video without my commentary. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this. If you did, let me know. If you didn't, let me know. And I hope you guys have a good day.
Get ready for the next battle. Round one. Fight. Round two. Fight. Round three. Fight. Round four. Fight. Get ready for the next battle. Round one. Fight. Round two. Fight. Round three. Fight. Fight!